Ah, I see that you are back. Welcome back to the world of Toximon, and you are here for a treat. Welcome back to Toximon, and... Ooh... That's a long time. I do apologize for the absence, but I do hope that this video will at least remedy some of the things that are lingering on. Some things have changed. For one thing, the art style and aesthetics. Gone with that boring old semi-Sugimori, semi-Pokemon style, and in with this quite frankly more expressive, more character-faithful style. So, before we begin, here is the old art, and here is the new art. It's quite a difference, but I do believe this is for the best. Moving on, I want to introduce you to the map of this region, the Hellige region. And granted, some of you might say that, hey, this isn't filled in at all. Damn right this isn't filled in, I will get to that. But not to stray away from the topics at hand, let me introduce you to you. And you start your adventure in a small place called Vyema Village, based off of the rural parts of Nairobi. You have recently been moved there from a South Africa based city, which I'll get to later down the line, and been moved into a quaint home, conveniently near the region's professor, Professor KASSOD, or KASSOD. Please don't bully me in the comments for my pronunciation, I will get some stuff wrong. But as you probably suspected, this professor is based off of Jane Goodall, and she has a partner Pokemon different than the starters that she'll give you. Let's call him Ricky. After making yourself comfortable around the village, you'll meet her in her motorized lab, which is just an RV converted to look like a laboratory. You meet her, she introduces herself, and after saying something along the lines of, "Hey, I like you, have a Pokemon to follow you on your adventure," and fumbles around to try and find the third Pokeball after holding out the other two, Ricky grabs it, but runs out the door, prompting you to chase it down. At that point, you make your way to the first route, which will function very differently than your other Pokemon adventures. Regular routes get you from point A to point B in a very linear fashion, but with very few exceptions. In Hellige, a lot of routes, known as Wildlands, are very open-ended. Most will have multiple places to go and will be very open. Some will lead to small caves and crevices, one will lead to the next town, and there will be a lot of open spaces just to explore with lots of tall grass patches and little things to do. Shortly after taking a few steps into the route, you spot Ricky, but is cornered by 3 Pokemon, a pack of hyenas led by Lafiana. Hyena is Hellige's resident dog/rodent, but it's a dog, specifically a hyena. But the thing is, their screams and fits of laughter are so loud they can shatter glass from a fair distance away. They evolve at level 20 to make Lafiana. This gains the dark type and gets more bulky. Lafiana's vocal cords are so powerful that a whisper can break glass that is right next to it. So what happens with Ricky is that he still has the Pokeball held in its tail. It skillfully throws it to you after seeing you behind the pack of hyenas. You catch it, and the prompt blows up saying, "Which Pokemon do you think it is?" You choose a Pokemon and you fight one hyena. Obviously you win, and escort Ricky back to the lab, and you get to keep the Pokemon. Professor KASSOD stops you before you go and gives you a journal, a blank map, and a pen. This is the moment I was referring to earlier. You are a chartographer, a map maker. Your secondary objective is to complete the 8 things, yada yada yada, win the league, blah blah blah. So you set out on your journey, going into Wildlands Route 1. Here, you find the aforementioned Hyena, Fletchling, Pidgey, Drillbur, and 2 new Pokemon. Starting with the regional bird for this region, Dirtrod. This normal flying type ironically doesn't fly often, and is based off the spotted ground thrush, so it prefers the ground. The next Pokemon being showcased is Smalarva, the maggot Pokemon. This bug type prefers to stay in the ground, occasionally coming up for food, where it uses its gaping maw to trap other small bugs or dirt morsels to nourish them. So you make your way down, from Viema village to a small town based off of the Tanzanian town of Arusha called Kura village. I said previously that you would have to complete 8 things on your journey. I assumed that a lot of people came to the conclusion that I meant gym battles or trials, but I'm going on a different route. Same deal, different name. This time, they're called rites of passages, and instead of being purely puzzles or trash, you flex all of your spatial awareness, problem solving, and battling muscles. What makes them different than other gyms and such is that you are trapped in the passage grounds. You can't go out of the passage ground after it commences, but I'm not heartless. My heart's in there somewhere. So you get a nurse that will heal your Pokemon for a limited time. You can heal your Pokemon twice, and you can only leave when you either black out or complete the passage. And as for this first rite of passage, we are dealing with a councilman, in which I named Akita. Akita is a very strict man with some form of humor which goes over people's heads. Unlike other gym leaders, you will only meet Akita once, as he has to attend to his city's needs. To keep it brief, Akita runs a ground type passage, and as him being a civil servant, he tries to keep everything tidy. Your goal is to clean up everything and clear a path to Akita. Some Pokemon and trainers like to hide in the filth, including Drillbur, Trubbish, and another new Pokemon. Introducing Adum, the hideaway Pokemon. The Pokemon itself is just a sand, so it either fashions itself a home or finds one to live in, and hides in structures or debris to get away from it all. Alrighty, so you make it to Akita, who thanks you for cleaning up. You challenge him to a battle, and he has 3 Pokemon. He starts with a Drillbur, then to an Adum, with his ace being a Graveler. You beat him, and instead of Pokemon badges, he signs your journal, like a signature, and gives you a wide disc that he places his own little special emblem in. He remarks something like, that's the key, kid, and leaves. After leaving, you run into a shady figure who shoves you out of the way. You'll see him in just a bit. So you are about to leave town, but just as you are leaving, you get stopped by the aforementioned shady figure. He demands a Pokemon battle, so you oblige and you fight against him. In case you haven't figured it out, this is your rival. He sends out the type advantage of your starter, a Dirtrot, and guess what? New Pokemon Bowl, baby! This is the Seed Pokemon. It is a pure grass type. The roots and vines heal and vitalize the body of Bowl Baby, making it stronger to a point where it can bloom and evolve. Obviously, you want to beat your rival, who reveals his name to be Jazz. Granted, that's Jazz with one Z, not the music jazz. Granted, I wouldn't suspect that he would like jazz music, but you know, that's just me. You can have your own headcanon. He goes away and leaves you be, and you make your way to the next passage grounds. You make your way through Wildlands Route 2 and find some new Pokemon. This includes Smalarv, Drillbur, Adum, Hahiana, Dirtrot, Fletchling, and Geodude. Same as before with the big non-linear spaces, but with little side things to do, yada yada yada. You make it to the next city, which doesn't harbor a rite of passage though. This town is based off of Dodoma, which I named Domu City. The thing to compare this to is Jubilife City, as it's big but of little significance. Here you bump into Jazz, who is still not too fond of you, and you make your way to Domu Square at the heart of the city. Here you meet up with Professor KASSOD, as well as a new person named Kamuzu, the head of a wild Pokemon preservation center. Not a zoo, preservation center. He is the passive chieftain in a long way based town, which will come in the next episode, as I don't want to stretch this video out too long. I mean, it's not the whole 20-minute spiel, it's actually just over halfway in that regard, but I do want to make room for more episodes, so stay tuned till then. But the reason you are gathering in this location is that a low-life grunt is bothering a civilian. The grunt explains to these people that they would be of better use to them where he is from and should come with him right away. The people refuse, and he starts to get angry. He starts threatening the people, and then Kamuzu releases his Vervatera, the evolved form of Ricky. Vervatera uses his bones, structured like shields, to block incoming threats and effects. Surprisingly, for its size, it is very nimble and can camouflage in trees very easily. After a swift beatdown, the grunt flees. Kamuzu and Professor KASSOD is still pissed off over the whole confrontation, and everyone proceeds to leave. You make your way through the first regular route in Route 3, and at this point, your starters should get to the point where they start to evolve. So let's wrap up this video with the evolved forms of Nature, Kathleen, and Rain Newt. Nature evolves into Nectaroost, the chirping Pokemon. This grass type loves honey, and will eat it to the point where it can, and most likely will, try and eat it until it chokes, gets full, or, at the very worst, suffocates. It uses the honey to produce a special hormone that attracts Combi. Caflame evolves into Pyrox, the smoke Pokemon. This ground and fire type starts to expel the stored energy in its body, releasing it with the fumes that spout from its hind legs and horns. Lastly, Rainu evolves into Aquame, the rainwater Pokemon. This water electric type uses its feelers on its digits, as well as the static electricity charges from the battery acid-like pool on its back to move at lightning speeds. It also uses its tail as a lightning rod, and will release that energy when startled. Thank you so much for watching, and if I may go off the script, come straight from the heart, thank you so much for watching. I know this took way too long to get out, and I do apologize for that. Life got in the way, school got in the way, everything just was stacking against me, but this is my passion project. I want to make more of this in the future, so hopefully that'll happen, because I did hire a new editor who did an amazing job editing this video, and managed to bring this video to life a hell of a lot quicker than I could have. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone who helped me will be in the description below. If you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/Toxiquid. And just for $1 a month, you get to get lots of perks and lots of little things that will help me out in the long run. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe, share this video, like it, leave a comment. All criticism is welcome. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And with that, I'll see y'all hopefully in the next video. Bye, guys.